Most of you are probably aware by now that today Bitcoin's price spiked on the fake news released by Cointelegraph that the BlackRock ETF had been approved. We don't know exactly all of the details just yet, but apparently an intern of Cointelegraph had released this news. But what's very strange to me is the response that they had after the event. Listen to this.
A social media post. And yes, this was disastrous. And this is an example of what cannot happen. But this is what happens when we are having constant pressure to be the first with every news. And this is not a problem of journalism per se. It's a problem of the society and of the technology. I'm talking about indexation on Google. I'm talking about social media, where if you're not the first, you're the last. There is no second, third, etc. And this is a big problem.
So that's very strange to me, right? They blame an intern, but they're saying that this is what happens when you have all this pressure to be the first on all the new news, right? So, I mean, it's kind of just showing reckless, kind of irresponsible behavior. I have a hard time believing that just one intern was responsible for this fake news, but for now they're just throwing him under the bus. So I guess we'll see what happens, but looking at Kraken Pro, we can see that Bitcoin has seen a pump today. And this move, right, this is the daily chart, each candle being 1 day. We have already, before this event, broken above the downward sloping resistance. And we had been starting to break above some of our horizontal resistance on the daily chart. And today, the price action, even though it was fake news, we still have sustained upside. The price is sustaining this pump based on the fake news. So what does this say? This kind of tells me that, well, the market is reassessing their position. This news shocked people, right? A lot of people were sitting there, the news comes out, the price flies up. First of all, what does that tell us? It tells us that the Bitcoin ETF approval is not yet priced in, right? The price is going up, even though it's fake news. So number two, what does this tell us? It tells us that there's a lot of people sitting on the sidelines or already have invested in the market asking themselves, wait, do I have enough exposure to Bitcoin? And a lot of them clearly don't think they have enough exposure. So today's fake news event was a little bit of a wake-up call to a lot of people in this market. And number three, what I noticed was a lot of the bears, the people that are waiting for Bitcoin to drop all the way down to, levels like 10,000, a lot of those people were getting a little bit scared because they realized that, well, if this approval takes place, we may never see those prices again. And at this point, you guys know me, I'm generally bullish on Bitcoin, despite the possibility that we have a head and shoulders. This is a possibility, right? That this is our lower high and head and shoulders showing a decrease in momentum and that we would see a breakdown as a result. But this is just a pattern, and fundamentals can override this pattern. If we do see that today's events cause a lot of market participants to reassess their positions and say, wait, I don't have enough exposure, and they start buying as a result, this pattern may end up not really being a head and shoulders, and it may end up being something that we just see a little bit more accumulation before going up into 2024. After today's events, I'm starting to lean more towards the bullish side, that this inverse head and shoulders pattern could easily be invalidated based on a fundamental shift. What I discussed in my previous videos was that we're watching this head and shoulders pattern, but like I said in my previous videos, going into 2024, I'm very bullish on the market, and there's a reason for that. When you look at the history of the Bitcoin chart, let's just pull up the weekly chart. You can see that the new year tends to be where the reset button is pushed for market participants. So when you take a vertical line and you just place it on the new year, there is a very clear thing that takes place, and that is that there's a major market shift. There's a major change in sentiment. So if we look from 2012 for Bitcoin and onward, 2012, you see that the market starts trending up. At the very beginning, January 2013, we see an immediate pump. January 2014, we see the top of the market. January 2015, the bottom of the market. January 2016, the bull run starts to kick off. January 17, the bull market continues. January 2018, the top of the market comes in. Let's move over to the right. January 2019, the bottom of the market. Now 2020, a little bit wacky because of COVID. January 2021, the market runs up into the new year. January 2022, the market tops out and pulls back. January 2023, we hit the low point and immediately start moving up. Now we are coming up on January 2024, and I think that it's going to be one of those scenarios where, such as January 2017, we see a bull market started 2016 and then continues into 2017. Same with 2021, bull market starts and continues into 2021. And I think we're at this point now where we have a low point 2022, move into 2023, the bull market starts, people don't really realize it, and then January 2024, the bull market continues. So I think that's where we are right now. And so I am bullish on Bitcoin moving into 2024. It is, right before the halving. It doesn't really make sense if you study Bitcoin cycles to be bearish at this point in time. The only thing that we could see is potentially, a head and shoulders before the end of the year play out where we come back down to lower levels. Just to give the other side of the argument, this pattern is technically still here. But again, with good fundamental news, with the New Year psychological shift, things are likely to be very bullish moving into 2024. So just wanted to share this with you guys. I think that it's very important to look a little bit further ahead than just the immediate term, right? We all get caught up in this sort of sideways, nonsense, boring action, but it's likely that we should be preparing for the long term. The halving is coming up. It's not that far away, and time flies fast. So get ready for 2024 because the psychological New Year effect is real. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Smash the like, subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video.